On.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Melanie Mirzayan. I'm the owner of Wild Bakes and Cakes. Thank you so much for joining me today. This class is going to be really fun. We are going to make holiday Christmas tree cupcakes. They are super fun. You can get super creative with them, do all kinds of fun things, and they are definitely a hit at the holiday parties. They are easy to make, but they are a little bit time consuming. But at the end of the day, let me tell you, it is well worth putting in the effort, and kids love it too. So, with that said, if you guys are ready, let's get started. Let's go to the top down camera. Thank you, Lindsay. All right, let's go over all the fun things that we are going to need. We need our cupcakes, and of course, the flavor is totally up to you, whether it's chocolate cake, vanilla cake, lemon cake, whatever you guys want to do. We need our white buttercream, and we will use some of the white for the snow, and then we'll color it green for our tree. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to do that as well. Then we need our sugar cones, or waffle cones, sorry, for our trees that are going to go on top of the cupcakes. We need some sort of decoration. And again, this is totally up to you guys how you want to decorate your tree and what kind of fun things you want to add to it. Totally up to you. And Michael's has a lot of fun Christmas kind of holiday themed sprinkles and cupcake decorations and things like that. We will also need our green coloring, and I will talk to you guys a little bit about a couple different options of using these guys, because in the past classes I've had some questions on, can you combine colors? Do you need to buy the same color? How do you get a certain shade of color? So we will talk about that briefly. And of course, you need your cupcake decorating tips. And for this class, I am going to use 1M, which is a bigger one. And you can also use a smaller one with the rigid kind of top. This one is 32. Okay, it'll give you similar kind of tree decorating look and feel. I'll show you guys, and you guys will see the difference there. All right. And let's see, we can use powdered sugar, to kind of sprinkle it over our tree to give it that snowy kind of winter look, okay? And this is again optional, but I will show you guys how that works as well. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna clean up my area a little bit. All right, so first we are going to kind of frost our cupcakes with the white buttercream before we go ahead and color it, because we want to create our kind of ground foundation of the cupcake, which is going to be our snow essentially. And if you have a spatula, like these are the best ones to use, but you can use a spoon, you can use all kinds of things. And the goal is just to get the buttercream onto the cupcake. And there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Okay, so we're just kind of adding our buttercream onto the cupcake, creating kind of that snow effect. Okay. And again, this is the fun part because you can kind of get messy and there's no perfect way of doing it. And if you want to put a lot of buttercream, go ahead and do that. Or if you want a little bit, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to try to cover most of my cupcake so it looks good. Gives it that kind of snowy, fun, wintry look. All right, so we got one. I'm gonna go ahead and do a second one. Okay, so just kind of add on the buttercream onto your cupcake. You can use piping bags if you want to, if that's easier for you. Like I said, you can use a spoon, whatever works best for you. And if you want your snow to be a lot smoother, you can definitely do that as well. All right, so this is kind of your work of art. So make it look good. All right, so we have our snow on our cupcakes. Just gonna do two for now. All right, so now we have the snow and we can go ahead and use the rest of our buttercream to create that green look for our tree. I'm gonna put these away for now. All right. I'm gonna get some of the buttercream here. I'm gonna separate it. So just in case I need a little bit more white for whatever reason, I have some ready to go. So I don't wanna, color the entire batch. And then if I need something white or I need to add a little bit more white to my green just to kind of dilute the color, I have that option as well. So just kind of, be mindful of your buttercreams because it does take a little bit of time to make them. All right. So now let's talk about color. You can buy at Michael's the pre-made colors, which, you can get the green and all you have to do is just put that in your buttercream and color it. Or you can buy the colors in like a little pre-packaged where it contains like all the primary colors. And that gives you a little bit more control over what shade of color you want to make. Okay. And this is kind of how I do stuff for myself, just because sometimes, if I want to do a green, I don't want it to be the dark green. I want it to be limey green or light green or olive green. And the cool thing is in those packets, you get these color kind of combinations. Okay. And as you can see, mine has been used and abused. But for today, I really like this shade of green, so I'm going to go ahead and make that. Okay. And it tells you, and it's super easy to do these. So all you have to do is add 15 drops of yellow and 3 drops of blue, and you should get this shade of green. Okay, and that's kind of goes for all the other colors. You just kind of pick the shade that you want, kind of follow the instructions of how many drops of each color you need to kind of get that shade. Okay, so for mine, like I said, I'm going to use my yellow and my blue. So we need 15 of the yellow. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then very little of the blue, which is just 3. And you can always, start with the base and then you can add. If you wanted to, you're like, you know what, that green is not dark enough. You can, go ahead and add a little bit more blue. Or if you want it to be a little bit more on the lighter side of the green, and then you're just adding your yellows. And the more you work with combination, like combining all the colors, the better you'll get of really understanding the different shades and what makes what color. Okay. All right, see, we're already starting to get the green. It looks really, really nice. I'm gonna give it a good mix and make sure all the color is incorporated in my buttercream. And it's looking really cute. And if this is too much and you want to keep things simple, like I said, Michael's does have all the colors already pre-made for you. So you can just buy them and use them as they are. All right, this is looking very good. Just make sure I'm covering, getting all of it incorporated in there. Got a little bit of white, covered that up. All right, I think I'm in a good place with this. Well, no, I have a little bit of dark at the bottom. And again, spatulas are probably better than a spoon, but I'm going to use my spoon to kind of scoop it out real quick. All right, so we got that ready to go. Now we need to get our piping bags ready for that as well. Okay, so you need your piping bag, and whether you're using the bigger tip, which again, this one is the 1M, or a smaller tip to get the decoration on the tree. The bigger ones, you don't need the couplers. For the little one, you do, okay? Just to kind of Side note for all the beginners out there. But I'm going to go ahead and use the big one. So all I have to do is pop this in the bag, just like that. Push it all the way down, nice and snug. And you're just going to cut the excess part of it off. Okay. You don't want to go too high because then your bag, the tip will kind of pop out when you're squeezing the bag. You don't want to go too close to kind of the opening because then that kind of interferes with the buttercream. Okay. So just kind of like right about there, cut it off. All right. So we are good to go. Now, before we start decorating our cool tree, we need to kind of assemble it first. Okay, so we can do it a couple different ways. We can cover our cone with our green buttercream first, and then go over it with our little cool little tip decorating kind of technique on top of it. That's the best way to do it because you're kind of getting the whole cone covered. Or you can just start kind of piping the cone. Okay, so I'm actually gonna cover one of them. And all you have to do again is just smear your green buttercream all over it. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. You just want to make sure it's on there, it's smooth, and it will kind of get dirty with your hands. So sorry about that. I know my hands are going to get dirty here in 1 second. All right, so we're just going to smear it all over the cone just to kind of cover it up. You don't want to put too much on there so it's thick. You don't want to go too thin. Just enough just to cover it all. All right. And if you have some parts kind of showing, that's okay too, because we're going to pipe right over all that. Okay. So now we're going to put this on our cupcake. I'm going to make a mess here, but that's okay because we can fix that. So that'll go on the cupcake. All right. I'm going to try to tilt it just a little bit so you guys could see it without it falling. So I have it on there. And for our second one, I'm not going to cover it with the buttercream just so we can kind of see the difference of what it ends up looking like. So that also gets, you have to kind of like push it in there, not too hard, but a little bit on the firm side just to make sure it's like sitting there. All right. So now we need to get our piping bag ready. And the best way to do this if you're by yourself is, let me move my cupcake over a little bit. You can use a tall plastic glass, it doesn't really matter. It's sort of a tall cup. And you can put your bag right there. So it makes it easier to kind of put your buttercream right in there. Okay. Get all the buttercream in there. All right, it's gonna look super cute. I'm excited about the decorating part of it. As you guys can see, it's super easy to make. It's just time consuming, the different steps you have to do. But if you have like a big batch going and you just do like an assembly style kind of technique where you line everything up, put your cones on there, and then at the end start kind of piping the cones, it makes it a little bit easier. All right. So now I have my buttercream inside my piping bag. I'm going to squeeze it all down. Okay. And I just grab it like this and I twist so I can get a good grip on it, on my bag, and squeeze just so you get a little bit of it out. And then all we are going to do is, I'm gonna try and see if you guys could see this better, is hold squeeze, and pull. Okay, hold, squeeze, and pull. So you're kind of getting these, I don't know if you guys could see that. Okay, so hold, squeeze, pull. Hold, squeeze, pull. And again, as you guys can see, my leaves are a little bit on the bigger side. And if you use the smaller tip, you get smaller, kind of more pointier kind of leaf look and feel. So it's just all depends on what kind of a tree you're trying to do. Maybe the next one I'll use the little tip so you guys could see that. But it's pretty much, you repeat this all the way, starting from the bottom and kind of working your way all the way up. All right, and this is what I mean. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's fun, especially if you like decorating desserts and stuff like that. Okay, and let's just kind of get this all done. All right, I'm gonna keep going. If you make your buttercream a little bit on the thicker side, it'll stay better. Okay, so make sure it's not, your buttercream's not too thin when you're doing this, the piping part of it. All right, just kind of work your way up, just like that. And you guys can also, like, another fun thing you can do for kids is before you put the cone onto the cupcake, you can fill it with all kinds of candy as well, and then flip it over. So it gives it that extra kind of fun element, especially if it's like for kids, you know, they get such a kick out of it. All right, so I'm kind of piping away, getting my tree covered as much as I can. All right, we're almost there, guys. Okay. And then the second one, I won't cover the entire thing. I just want to show you guys the difference between the tips. All right, but this one will make it look really cute. All right, so now I have my tree covered. I don't want to tilt it too much, but as you guys can see. All right, so this is where the fun starts. You can use whatever kind of decoration or sprinkles that you guys have. You can kind of cover it with these fun little ones. Make sure you get all of it on there. All right. And I really like these big ones, the big pearly ones. They look really cute on these trees. So I'm just gonna kind of put them on there all around. And again, you know, if you want to put a lot, you can put a lot. If you want to put just a handful here and there, totally up to you. I'm going to cover it. And I'll post a picture on Instagram later so you guys could see the full effect of what these guys actually look like. All right, and my Instagram is Wild Bakes. If you guys are not following me, that's where I normally have all the upcoming classes and all the fun little tips and tricks and cool kind of dessert ideas. All right, whoops, we lost one. Okay, so I kind of did my decorations. As you can see, it looks very, very cute. And you can kind of go even further and buy cute little kind of sugar stars for the trees. Like I said, you can do all kinds of things. They have kind of the snowflakes. They have the little Christmas tree little candies. These are super cute. You can kind of put those on there and make it look very cool. All right, so I am going to, here, let's put this there. So for this second one, I'm not going to cover it with my green frosting, and I'm going to use a different tip just so you guys can see the difference. All right, so I need to get this out so I can use my green. All right, so for the little one, again, because it's small, you're gonna need your coupler. And the way we do this, move this over a little bit. This piece, if you guys haven't done this before, goes in first into the bag, all the way down, make sure it's nice and snug. And we're gonna do the same thing, we're gonna cut. We don't wanna cut too much because the bag or the tip will pop out. We don't wanna go too close to the edge. So just kind of halfway is pretty good. Okay, cut that off. So now, whatever tip it is that you are using will go over it, just like that. And this piece will kind of secure the tip. And this is for all my beginners. All right. You can use your hand, obviously, to kind of fill in the buttercream, or you can use the cup trick I showed you guys. Makes it so much easier. All right, so let's do some typing with our little tip. Squeeze it all down. Twist, twist, until you have a good grip. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start from the bottom, go all the way around, and then work our way all the way up. Okay. So again, same concept. You squeeze, hold, and pull. Squeeze, hold, and pull. Squeeze, hold, and pull. And you see how this gives it a different look and feel than our kind of shaggy tree that we just did. Okay. And you can maybe do, if you're having a party, do just different trees, you know, use different tips, and that would make it look super cute as well. All right. This looks cute. So I'm just going to do a little bit more. Maybe if I can go fast, we can do this one as well. All right, so you just squeeze, hold, squeeze, pull. Hold, squeeze, pull. So you're not lifting the tip at any time that you're squeezing. Okay, you're squeezing in place and you're pulling. And as you can see, you know, if you cover it pretty well, your cone doesn't necessarily have to be buttercreamed, I guess. Okay. And just kind of try to cover as much of it you can. Just like that. I think we're gonna make it, guys. I have a little bit more green left, so let's see if we can cover this guy. Okay, just gonna work my way up. And the more you do it, the faster you're gonna get, and it's not gonna take you that much to get these decorated. But as you can see, one cupcake does take a little bit of time to do. All right, I think I'm running out of buttercream here, but you guys get the point on how different they look, but they also look very cute. I just don't want to tilt it too much. And same concept for this one as well. You can put in all of your decorations and make it super cute. All right. And if you want to go a step further, like I said earlier, and you want to add a little bit of powdered sugar for kind of that snowy effect, we can do that as well. And that's really easy to do. I'm going to move this over. And all you need is a small sifter, kind of like that. All right. And your powdered sugar. And you're just going to sprinkle right over it, kind of making it snow, just like that. Oh my gosh, it's looking really cute. I am loving my cupcake. I think my son is going to claim this one when he gets home from school. But as you guys can see, very cute effect, a snow kind of wintry effect for our tree. All right. And that's all we got. Like I said, these are very fun to make. You can be super creative with them. Just have fun with them and do, you can use different colors. Obviously, you know, the shade of your tree could be whatever color you want it to be. It doesn't even have to be green. So you guys, you know, it's your work of art, so make it look fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this class. If you end up making these cupcakes, I would love to see what you guys come up with. Again, you can tag me Wild Bakes and I'll be able to see your fun little cupcakes, or you can also tag Make It With Michael's, and that way we can all see your fun creations. And as far as classes, I think this is the last one for the year. I'm going to start back up in January. And the two classes that I do have are very kind of winter wonderland themed. So if that's something that you guys are looking for, that kind of dessert look and feel, I'll post the classes on my Instagram page. And of course, you guys could find the classes on michaels.com as well. And these videos are always recorded, so they post them up on Michael's YouTube video section. So you can always go back and rewatch, especially if you think you missed a step or something like that. All right. Well, with that said, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next year. Bye, everyone.